Holy shnikes, we're back.
It's been over a month.
Has it really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Sorry, guys.
Hey, we missed you guys, though. All right?
We missed you a lot. So today we're going to do self-titled, which we're...
Self-titled.
I couldn't be more thrilled.
Self-titled.
It's been so fun. I've been listening to it this past month, like, nonstop, so it's been fun that we took this long for that reason, at least.
Dude, we're so stoked. And again, thanks everybody for all the love on pretty much every platform.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
We love it.
We're super stoked to be a part of the Blink family and to provide all this stuff and just be hanging out with you guys here and there. But the pod is back.
We're back.
And here we are.
Yeah.
Today is self-titled. What do we have for some news, Rhea?
So, I mean, probably a lot more than what I wrote down since it's been a month.
Uh-huh.
But we'll just do important stuff. So, obviously, the deluxe was released.
The full deluxe. Because remember how we talked about how there was like 4 songs?
Yeah. So, there's 10. There's 10. They added the 4 songs. We thought it was going to be like they were going to pick like 2 of them or whatever.
Yeah, because they were asking like, what is your favorite? And they're like, we're just going to put them all out.
They put them all out and then added 6 more, guys. And it's awesome. I love it. We'll definitely get into that more once we get to the One More Time episode.
One More Time episode.
Yeah, which will be awesome. But definitely check that out. Basically, the band's just finishing up the One More Time tour with a few more festivals in the U.S. and Mexico. Do we go to Mexico?
We got it. I'm going to Mexico this weekend. You know that, right?
What?
Yeah.
What?
I'm going on a cruise.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we're going to Ensenada, I think, and we're just going to be 2 days at sea. I got a bunch of these shampoo bottles that you can put tequila in. Me and Jason ordered them off Amazon, so hopefully we don't get busted.
Okay.
But yeah, we're going to wherever the hell Ensenada, Mexico is.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Love that. Cool. So, yeah, outside of that... Travis, so today is the 21st, and 2 days ago, September 19th was, I don't know how many years, but that was the day that Travis got into the plane crash, which I don't want to talk about too much. We don't like exploitative news here. Very big tragedy. Rest in peace to all the lives lost. I just can't believe it's been so long. What was it, 2008, I think?
I think it was, dude. It was a long time ago. Yeah.
It's crazy.
So
yeah, outside of that, there's not much news going on.
Blink-wise,
yeah. What about us? What's going on in your life?
Wavy Trees, we're playing in San Diego. We're coming to San Diego.
That's right.
We're going to be playing out in the desert at this festival. We'll put the flyer there. Forget the name of it. It's super sick, though. And we're also going to be playing Long Beach and stuff like that, so Southern California, stay tuned and come out to some shows. And as always, Blink, you're on the guest list.
As always, yes. 1 drink ticket each.
What about for you? Any cool Rhea things happening right now?
No, I'm going back to school. Well, I've been going to school, but I had a little break, and now I'm going to be back on Monday. Just working, grinding away.
Back to school. What's that from?
School, work.
Billy Madison?
Never watched. Yeah, work, school, being a mom to animals.
A stay-at-home mom.
Being a stay-at-home mom, playing video games.
Stay-at-home mommy.
And getting ready for this. Guys, getting ready for this.
All right, history.
Yeah, let's so basically the last episode we did Boxcar Racer ended at the end of 2001. And within that there was some Blink news, so we're going to kind of go back to that and just obviously omit the Boxcar related things. Because you could see that in our episode. Go check that one out. It's pretty good. And I want to just do a quick apology that the sound is so bad for the Boxcar Racer episode. Because remember, that was the one that like the audio was messed up. So the audio.
Yeah.
The audio.
Speaking of that, I got to turn off the air. Keep going.
Oh shit. Oh no, we had the air on.
No, you can't hear it.
Okay. Yeah. So the audio from the Boxcar Racer episode is actually just the audio from the camera and not the mic. So it sounds a little crazy, but we had to do what we had to do. So there was just too many technical difficulties. This
Traffic
episode's
jams.
going to be smooth sailing, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're back. We're in our natural habitat. It's going to be sick.
Yes. So we are going to get into 2002 now, ladies and gentlemen.
What a year 2002 was.
Yeah, so we'll kick it off with January. The band teases a summer tour with Green Day. First Date music video debuts online and on MTV. Mark does an interview with fans on the AOL UK chat. And then Boxcar would be announced, as well as the mini tour to take place prior to the Pop Disaster tour.
So one more thing before we jump completely into all this. Araya went to Green Day for her first time.
I did.
We went to Green Day and Smashing Pumpkins and Rancid.
Yes.
At SoFi Stadium. Araya, now that you've seen Green Day live, what do you think? What's your honest opinion?
I had never seen Green Day live, and I was surprised because they did the whole Dookie and American Idiot, and I was surprised by the fact that I knew every song. Like, I was a big fan when I was younger, but I stand on this stupid hill where people compared
She thinks
the
there's
two.
still a war between fans.
Which, don't know if that's true, guys. Let me know what you think. Was there ever, like, when you were
There
younger?
was. Hell yeah, there was. Yeah, there was either
Okay.
you like Blink or you like Green Day. There was definitely a whole
and
thing.
And the bands definitely never, like, pitted themselves against each other. It's just stupid, and that's how entertainment works, you know?
It sold more tickets, I guess.
What?
Like the rivalry.
Probably, yeah.
Probably.
But
T-shirts.
definitely I stood on the Blink hill, obviously, and Green Day was great. I just, I had to, my loyalty for some reason was to Blink. But anyway, Green Day was awesome.
It was
They
an
still
incredible
sound
show.
so tight. Like, that kind of blew my mind because, like, I mean, I would still prefer to see Blink any day, and I love, like, Tom's voice and everything about Tom not being, like, a super tight performer and all that. Like, it's fun because the banter's perfect. Like, they're just so them, and it's amazing. But Green Day's fucking tight still, dude. Like, shit.
They're
like,
a unit.
Billy sounded amazing. Like, everybody was completely on point. It was, like, so shocking to see how, like, they're just musicians. They're really, I mean,
And their production team is crazy too. All this stuff that was going on, I was like, holy shit, this is crazy.
I was very impressed. So that was awesome. We did miss Rancid, sadly. We got a little too drunk and waited too long at Chili's. We saw a little bit of Smashing Pumpkins, which was cool.
We saw the good stuff, yeah.
And then I think the Linda Lindas opened for everybody, but we missed that as well.
Dude, but Green Day played for like 3 hours, I think. It was crazy.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was really good. So
back into 2002. We were just in 2024.
Yeah.
22 years later. That's
Holy
fucking
shit.
crazy. But we're in February right now, and this was when the Urethra Chronicles 2 Harder, Faster, Faster, Harder is announced, we both own that. Super cool DVD. Check it out, guys. It's awesome.
I think what we'll do, too, is
A watch party for that?
for the first one and then the second one.
Got that.
So, yeah, we'll do something like that.
Love that idea.
Stay tuned, fellas.
Hell yeah. Figuring things out as we go. You know what I mean? The Pop Disaster Tour is announced on TRL, which there are those interviews where they're all sitting together, and you could tell there was a little bit of tension at that time.
Yeah.
Maybe it was fake or not, but yeah, that's a good interview. Check that one out.
Yeah. March.
Yeah.
So Travis's house makes an appearance on MTV Cribs. Did y'all watch MTV Cribs? I loved MTV
Hell yeah,
Cribs.
MTV Cribs was awesome.
Do you, like, have a favorite episode? I'm trying to think.
One that I can remember that I thought was awesome was, I think Taylor Hawkins had one, and that's kind of the only one that comes to my head. And Aaron Carter, and then apparently his parents got divorced like that day or something.
Oh my
it's like I saw the documentary recently.
Rest in peace, Aaron.
R.I.P. dude.
Yeah, the only one that I really, like, that stands out to me is, I remember when JoJo.
Oh yeah, JoJo.
Yeah. And she just had the most humble home. And I'm like, but it's also kind of weird because she's so young. But, like, why are we showing her, like, probably parents' house?
And you know what? I saw a whole thing on this. Half the people, they, like, rented out a house for the day.
That's funny.
Isn't that crazy?
It's all entertainment.
Yeah, it's wild. Like, I was such a sucker for all of it, though, so I can't complain.
Fuck the Diddy one. Recommend taking a rewatch of that because it's pretty interesting, knowing what we know now. The movie Clock Stoppers is released, which includes the song All the Small Things during the opening credits. We did do a video that you could check out on Instagram where we showed most of the movies that Blink has placements in, and Clock Stoppers is one of them. So check
Don't know
it
if
out.
I've seen that movie.
Have you? Not, no.
Yeah, I don't remember that one. Anyways, April, the Pop Disaster Tour begins. Green Day, Jimmy World, and Cut You Up. Yes, Cut You Up, one of my favorite bands of all time. That opened up outside of each venue. Check out Riding in the Van with Boys, guys, and our episode where we react to it, which is Araya's first time ever seeing it.
Yeah, so
it's a big hit on YouTube.
Yeah, I would watch it. Just in general, whether you watch ours or
theirs.
But either way, you can see theirs. It's good. It's very good. Very funny.
And then the band at that time records a guest appearance on The Simpsons, which is cool.
Yep. So in May, the Pop Disaster Tour continues, and then Urethra Chronicles 2 would be released, and Mark does an interview with GuitarCenter.com.
And that's sick. And in June, which would be my birthday, never forget, always remember to never forget, The Pop Disaster Tour continues and ends around mid-June. The band is nominated for the Best International Group for the Much Music Awards. And then July, Blink is nominated for the Best Group Video at the MTV VMAs for First Date, which is a sick fucking video. I love that video. And Now That's What I Call Music 10 is released, and that's including First Date, but what are they on, like 1,280? Now That's What I Call Music?
In September, Blink performs in San Bernardino as part of the Inland Invasion 2 festival. In October, the Transplants debut album, Transplants, is released. At the end of 2002, not much activity for the band as Boxcar Racer tours and the tensions begin to form, which we talk about a lot in the Boxcar Racer episode that we did before this. Check that out if you need more context of what was going on that time between the band. And then basically, we're getting into 2003. Kind of a quick overview of it is Blink picks back up and begins recording self-titled, which some people call untitled or whatever. They do their first club tour in years, which would have been killer because at that point they had been doing like stadiums, so to go back and do clubs is just like so cool. And they also tour in Japan and the Middle East.
January 2003, Blink moves their equipment into a rented home in Rancho Santa Fe, California, and begins recording their new album. The release date is set for the summer. Blink is interviewed by Adam Carolla. I think he owns a Corolla, Toyota Corolla, for MTV's Super Bowl special at the NFL Experience in SD. NFL Experience is so sick. I went there as a kid. The band is featured with Carson Daly for MTV's Super Bowl tailgate party. And I can't really imagine Blink being a part of any of that, but it happened.
It's interesting. But we'll see maybe why in a little bit.
February, The Simpsons cameo of the band airs, episode called Barding Over.
I was so excited for that as a kid.
February comes and the band hasn't recorded much.
Yeah, so they have that house and they're still just kind of not really sure. Okay, so now we're in March. Travis records random drum tracks to use as loops while he's away touring with the Aquabats. That could also be why recording was slow because Travis was gone. He was doing.
They were all doing a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. So one of these actually becomes the Fallen Interlude, which is part of the album and is awesome. And then sometime in March or April, the band's kicked out of the house and they move to Rolling Thunder Studios instead, and later Conway Recording Studios in Hollywood. Do you know why they were kicked out?
So in the documentary, it basically says that like the people wanted their house back, and they were like, "Hey, like we need our house back," basically, and they're like, "Shit!" So then they had to find a new studio.
Yeah, I mean it's a cool concept to like have just like a house.
I would have let them keep going, man. Are you kidding me? Whoever owns that house, are you serious? Apparently, the house was super haunted too.
Really? That could be inspiring.
Yeah,
that's cool. Okay, so in April, Travis he was touring with Aquabats, and now he's touring with the Transplants. And in May is when he would return from the Transplants tour, and the band would appear on MTV Duets.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Then in June, Blink is close to finishing the new album. A new Blink song, Action, is announced for the upcoming video game Madden 2004. Great game. I love that game, and I remember this. And this is actually just a censored version of Feeling This with a few minor changes.
Yeah. So we posted a video of this on our Instagram as well. It's pretty cool. So you can see that like the song was called Action.
Get ready for action.
And I read somewhere that Travis had said like later on that this was actually a mistake of the label or something. Like they just heard the first maybe minute of the song, and in the beginning it says "Get ready for action," which it does not say on the Madden version, but I think that they thought the song was called Action, so that's what they had like submitted to the NFL.
Great job,
Geffen.
Madden. Great job.
So yeah, it's
kind of say in Madden up. It does say Action.
It says Action, yeah. So it's kind of a fuck up, but it's kind of cool, weird lore. I
like that stuff.
Yeah, and it's obviously censored too, so there's no bad words. Okay. July, Blink performs in Ontario as part of Bayfest 2003. Blink performs in Pittsburgh as part of the Rolling Rock Town Fair, and according to Mark on his 2021 viewing of the MTV album launch doc, Gus Brandt joins the band as touring manager with this show. Brandt remains with the band for over 2 decades, and he actually later serves as the band's manager during the Skiba era in the 2010s.
Then in August, the band performs in Tokyo, Japan as a part of the Summer Sonic Festival. I remember seeing videos of this. Super awesome. Cool performance. MTV and MTV2 air Madden NFL 2004, the making of the game footage, and various bands, including Blink, talking about their contribution. Blink returns to Conway to recording. Madden 2004 hits the stores. I was there buying it. The band performs at Little John's Farm in Reading. And then the band performs at Birmingham.
Yeah, so they do Reading and Leeds. I didn't need to write all the fucking extra shit.
They performed at Reading and Leeds.
Reading and Leeds.
And the band tours the USS Memphis in Bahrain. Later that day, they performed for sailors and Marines. The band performs on the USS Nimitz in Kuwait, which I think on the album they actually had videos of this. Yeah, it was like a part of like a DVD kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then the band performs at 4th and B in San Diego, California as a part of the benefit show for Jason Bogle, pro surfer diagnosed with bone cancer. Other bands that performed was Taking Back Sunday, and you were saying that unfortunately the guy ended up passing.
Yeah, so they threw this benefit because Jason didn't have health insurance, classic American tale, where profit is put over our well-being. And he, he needed a lot of money for bone cancer. I mean, that's really an expensive cancer and just a serious one. And sadly, I think he did end up passing. I think just soon after. I'm not sure how quickly after, but
R.I.P.
It's
brother.
Unfortunate, but it's so sweet that they did a benefit for him.
That is super cool.
So September, casting and shooting for the Feeling This music video begins at the abandoned Lincoln Heights jail. We did visit the exterior of this, and I posted a video on our Instagram. We do hope one day to go inside, perhaps illegally, and if the feds are watching. I actually said legally, and you misheard me.
Yes.
So October, Feeling This music video was completed, and making the video premieres. Feeling This was sent to radio. Landon Barker is born. The band announces the Dollar Bill tour, both online and live on MTV, and tickets sell out only a few days later. And this is when the album would finally be complete and turned into Geffen. So
interesting.
This is a doozy. You want the doozy or
Lando's born? Oh, we'll break it in half.
Okay,
I'll go over
right
here
ahead.
and then you go ahead.
So we'll get into November now. Lots happened.
November 2003. Dollar Bill re-signs.
Interesting.
November 2003. Dollar Bill rehearsals begin.
Yes.
The band records their sessions at AOL Video 1,
I
2.
think this is
the
one
violence
of the ones
videos.
that, the violence video.
Uh-huh.
So I posted the violence one. It's really awesome.
These were cool. These
yeah.
were super. I remember when they came out, I watched it like a million times.
Yeah, they looked unhappy in it though.
And I think it came with, you remember we used to get the CDs that were AOL and like it would give you internet for free for 2 weeks or something like that. Mm-hmm. I think it came with those, the performance. Interesting.
That's
I don't know.
really cool. If so.
Dollar Bill tour begins after that. Other artists include Bubba Sparxxx and the Kinnison. The album is put online for streaming. The band guests on Fuse's IMX TV Brank Spankin' New performance. Performing on the rooftop, they do Feeling This and Damn It.
It's super cool.
CD premiere party at the ESPN X Games skate park. I would have loved to have played that. And then the eponymous self-titled album is released on Geffen, which absorbed MCA earlier that year.
So Mark, Tom, and Travis go on to K-Rock to talk about it, and then they go to buy the record. The band's MTV album launch premieres, and in terms of the band's history, this would go down as like one of their most iconic and beloved pieces of media of the band. It chronicles the recording of the album plus the tour kickoff. You were saying this is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I would love to we could do a watch party of that. As part of the tour, the band performs at Soma. They bring it back to fucking Soma, San Diego, California.
Back where it all began.
Which is crazy because, they were doing stadiums, and to be back at Soma on the big stage, probably the sweatiest, packedest room ever.
Probably felt good, man.
I'm sure it was like full circle moment and really awesome for them. Mark's interviewed by Jimmy Kimmel Live. Tom would be interviewed the next day, and then Travis the day after that, and then on the third day, that's when they would perform on
Feeling
Jimmy
This.
Kimmel. Yeah,
it's kind of crazy, bro. Like they basically just took over the world at that time. Like it was like Blink was everything. You know what I mean?
They were definitely a household name at this point if they weren't already. Mm-hmm. And it's because, with Enema, it was huge success, but that was kind of maybe more in, like, the rock world. I feel like this is when they kind of crossed over into, like, pop world. And
pop.
So just all around huge.
Exactly, and Travis had a lot to do with that, too, I feel like.
For sure. I mean, definitely. The band announces a European tour for February, and the band appears on MTV Loveline for probably, like, the billionth time. Why don't you go ahead and get into December?
I never remember seeing them on MTV Loveline and stuff like that. So it's super interesting that they did it
I wonder if
much.
I'm just lying a bunch and they were
December, the band appears on MTV2's Track 2. The band concludes the Dollar Bill tour with the final shows in Toronto with MCR, Baby, My Chemical Romance.
Let's go.
Tom begins campaigning for political candidate John Kerry. Interesting. While seemingly not important to this timeline, it is a part of Tom's inspiration for Angels and Airwaves. And in a 2006 interview with Alternative Press, he says, "I had this epiphany. The only thing I can say is it really changed me." Super interesting.
I was so young at this time that I don't think I didn't understand what was going on. But I find this really interesting, and I do want to do a deeper dive because obviously Tom does have to be inspired by a lot of things to have the organization he has, and I think he cares more about these things than we know. But
yeah, definitely. And then Feeling This hits number 1 on TRL. Sick. Bring back TRL.
I know.
They play multiple radio shows. Riding in the Van with Boys, a documentary on the pop disaster tour that we've been speaking of all day and for the past few days, is released. MTV2 airs a half-hour special on the band. The band performs at the Universal Amphitheater in Universal City, California, as a part of the K-Rock Almost Acoustic Christmas.
I miss that amphitheater. I'm just going to say it doesn't exist. It closed in 2013. It's where I saw my first ever concert. I was really, really young. I saw Hilary Duff when Metamorphosis came out.
Nice.
It was fucking awesome. I loved it. I was probably a little bit too old to love it, but I loved it, and I still love it, and I miss that amphitheater. Bring it back.
And then the band shoots the music video for I Miss You. And then 0405, we're going to discuss when we do greatest hits, I guess.
Yes, so we're going to leave it off at the end of 2003. And next time we'll talk about 2004, 2005, maybe a little bit after, because obviously there's going to be a big gap from the greatest hits to the next one. So, no, then we're going to actually talk about side projects, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, Plus 44,
or I guess
Airwaves.
They're not technically side projects, they're different projects.
Different bands.
So, Plus 44, Angels and Airwaves, can't wait to get into that. That'll be awesome.
Yes.
So yeah, now we'll just talk about the performance of the album. So the
Take
album,
it away, Rhea.
Thank you.
Take it away.
It's a big paragraph.
Yeah.
So. The album debuted at number 3 on the U.S. Billboard 200 chart with first week sales of 300,000 or so copies. So in comparison to Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, which debuted at number 1 and sold more than 350,000 copies, it obviously did not perform as well. And you got to ask yourself, is it because it wasn't like as well received because it was like a new sound for the band? Or, I mean, Take Off Your Pants and Jacket was just coming off the high from Enema, which was like huge for them. So it's hard to know like why.
I mean, or were records just not selling as much because people were downloading everything?
Exactly. There's a lot of factors I think that come into play there. But as we know, like now, like self-titled is probably way higher up on the rankings of like sales and all that to this day from compared to Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. So that, like I said, the album charted at number 3 and number 1 at this time was In the Zone by Britney Spears, which is a fucking banger. Let's be honest, guys. You all loved it.
Let's go.
To the like 1% of women viewers that watch this podcast, you know you loved it, and some of the boys as well, let's be honest. They, thems. You guys love it. Charted highest in Canada, where it actually debuted at number 1. It was also obviously successful in other countries. It was certified platinum by the RIAA in 2004. So that was when over 1 million copies were sold. And it has since sold over 2.2 million copies in the US and 7 million worldwide. I don't know as of like what date that is true, but I mean, I believe that it's probably their second best-selling album after Enema, I'd say.
I think so.
If I had to guess. And yeah, it just did pretty well. Obviously, over time, it was kind of a slow burner because people had to get accustomed to their new sound.
Yeah, a lot of people hated it.
Yeah.
When it first came out, I remember all my buddies were like, dude, this album sucks. And secretly, I just was like, actually, this is my favorite record because my buddy Brian Sackelman, he used to be the guy that would burn discs for everybody and like mixes.
Yeah. And
so he gave me this one, self-titled, and American Idiot together. And I was like, dude, like, this is it. Like, this album is incredible.
Yeah.
And like, I actually liked it more than all the other stuff. And then obviously later on, like, people started to come around, you know.
Definitely.
But like, it was definitely, a lot of people hated it at first.
And I think people definitely like older than us that grew up with like their more punk sound and then kind of like saw the band evolve to this. I think it was kind of like a point where they were like maybe feeling too old and too much. I don't know.
Yeah.
They weren't like in with the emo sound that was kind of about to explode, which I think Blink kind of played a role in. I feel like emo music is definitely more of a East Coast thing, but I think Blink definitely.
Yeah,
Tom became like the icon of the emo era, though. You know, like the lip ring and the black fucking hair. Like that was so.
I'm just glad I was at the right age to love it.
For sure. I mean, Yeah, and then obviously now we look back and it's fucking everything. So we are going to get into our favorite part now, guys.
The track list. Let's go.
So all tracks are written by Mark, Tom, and Travis, except where I say otherwise. So with one of the greatest opening songs of all time, arguably the best. However, I might say still that I think Dumpweed is the best. Mm-hmm. It's a fucking close call, guys, between Feeling This and Dumpweed.
I think that they're both just as good. I think Feeling This was definitely more mature.
Yeah.
You know, it was like there's a lot going on, like so much more production.
And Feeling This is what they are doing on the One More Time tour. That's how they're...
Yeah, so you know that's
awesome.
their favorite. Yeah,
exactly. It sounds amazing.
Feeling This is a great song, but you could tell it's like crafted to be this incredible thing. Yeah. Obvious is like, I'm like, all right, this is where they were like, let's go.
It's times like this. It's obvious.
And they played this when we saw them.
They did, didn't they?
It was super fucking sick.
Yeah, it's so good, guys. Something I'll say too is obviously before this was Boxcar Racer, which had more of like the emo whatever sound, and just like more serious and, you know, I don't know music words, different. And you can hear the influence. So this is a Tom album, I would say. Like
very strong Tom album.
Obviously, like Mark write, like they're all like probably equal writers, but I just feel like Tom, this like where he really exerted his influence, and they talk about that too, like with the tensions forming with the band. It was because Tom wanted that more like experimental whatever sound. So
and it fucking worked.
And it worked, man, and it's fucking good, and
it's Tom
it's
Strong.
Different. It's Tom Strong, guys. It's Tom Strong.
Then obviously I Miss You.
Classic. I mean, fucking worldwide super smash hit. Nothing much to really say about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Violence. Fucking
Violence is so sick.
Fantastic. This is my favorite song.
Yeah?
I'm just gonna fucking come out and say it. I'm not even gonna make you guess. I was playing this shit on repeat. It's so fucking good. I wish so bad we saw it live. Sadly, we did not. I know they did play it live a few times on this tour, and I'm so jealous of you guys because it's such a fucking banger.
A banga.
So the girl in this song that's speaking is Joanne Wally. And I don't know anything about her because I didn't do good research.
My dearest beloved. That note that she's reading, that, and fact check me on this, but that note that she was reading was Mark's like uncle or grandma.
I think it was his grandma. The letters he found of his grandma that were written to his grandpa maybe during World War II.
During the war, yeah.
One of the wars, I don't know.
So they like read it. That's super cool.
Yeah. I didn't get it as a kid. I was like, this is dark and weird. But
it's beautiful.
It's cool. Yeah. I think it's cool.
And then it goes straight into Stockholm Syndrome, which one of my all-time favorite songs. Mm-hmm. It's just like fucking awesome. And
it is awesome.
It's almost like you could tell that like this is like it's a what do you call that? Like it's almost like a rock opera, but not really. It's just like a conceptual album. Mm-hmm. Like everything is just flowing, and like they're just like for them to get to where they were and to the things that they're saying and the way everything just balances out. I think Critter produced this thing, which is a dude that passed away recently or something. I think it was what's his name? Anyway, yeah, Jerry Finn. I think he produced it, but like it's just like dude, like everything was just like flowing perfectly.
It's so fucking good. And on I will say too, just because I've been re-listening constantly, on like Apple Music and Spotify, they actually separate. So it says Stockholm Syndrome interlude. Yeah. So you can like skip that and actually just get into the song.
Oh, interesting.
And I think it plays at the end of Violence.
It plays at the end of Violence.
Yeah,
so
but they made it called
back half of it.
Yeah, it's interesting that they made it a separate track on.
People were complaining. Yeah. Well, you know what? Screw
we just have such fucking low attention spans these days.
Yeah.
People will just fucking skip it. But it's cool. Great song. Love Stockholm Syndrome.
And then Down, Down, Down.
We did get to see Down in Fresno.
Mm-hmm.
Super good. That was awesome.
It gets me so.
Down
always made me feel like love was possible. Like, but it's also kind of not really
sad.
It's very sad, but it's like it's also not. It's a weird song, and it definitely a special song for sure to me. Like in my heart, thinking back, being in whatever grade, I think I was in like 8th grade when this came out or something, right? Something like that.
Yeah, maybe.
7th grade maybe. Who knows? The Fallen interlude is so sick.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. So that was the one that Travis had kind of done while he was on tour with the Aquabats. It's great. Sounds awesome. The lead vocals on that is Ron Minow froze.
Down, down, down. Pick me up.
I don't know who that is.
Falling. Me neither.
Go is great. You know
Awesome.
what I will say? This is a very Mark song, and I think it sounds like it would fit a lot more in Take Off Your Pants and Jacket.
Really?
Yeah. Still a great song, and I'm glad it's included, but it does have, like, it feels a little out of place.
If you actually read the lyrics, it's kind of crazy, this song, because it's like, I'll just run through it. I can remember it in my head. It's like, are we all victims of opportunity? Like outside the car back in 83, I heard the angry voice of a man inside and saw the look of fear in my mother's eyes. Go. You know, it's like, it's talking about, like, obviously, like, you know, the same kind of shit they're talking about.
Great
Stay together,
songwriter.
be kids, stuff like that.
Mark is a great songwriter.
Dude.
It's, like, really good, serious stuff.
I don't want to know. I don't want to go.
Then we have Asthenia, which was my favorite as a kid.
The sleeper.
Oh, every time it got me. And I read a lot on, like, the Reddit thread. People like, what's your favorite not popular song of Blink's? And Asthenia always gets a shit ton of love. It's a fucking great, beautiful song. I think I just played it to death. That's why it's not my current favorite
Yeah,
anymore,
I played it to death as a kid, too.
It's so good. Oh, I love it.
And, like,
so
the...
very Ava vibes, right?
And
Is that crazy to say?
Yeah, it's Ava vibes,
Yeah.
you know? And then, like, Travis does the pop, pop, pop. You know, it's just, I don't know. It's fucking very well put together.
Fabulous song.
Always...
Amazing. Music video
beautiful
rocks.
Song. Music video is crazy.
Yeah.
Super cool. And they said it was super hard to film that video.
Mm-hmm.
They each had to do the same thing, but in the same angle at the same time. And I don't know. I think that's probably my favorite video of that they've done, honestly.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Really cool.
Didn't they say they were drunk for it? Or
Yeah, you'd have to be a little drunk to do
I
any
think they
music
said.
video. Come on. And we're not
That's
drunk
true.
today.
We're not. We're doing this at daytime.
We're
I like
white knuckling.
I like the daytime vibe.
Yeah, I like it.
It's nice.
Dude, Easy Target.
It's a good one. I knew you would like that one.
I
It's
fucking
not
love this
on
song.
my radar as top for this album, but I knew you would love this one. It's a great song.
Easy Target's one of my favorite Blink songs ever, for sure. All of this, Robert Smith. How the hell did they get Robert Smith on a song?
Yeah, we actually there was a MTV special where they would go over MTV Icons, I think is what it was called, and they had The Cure on it, and they
played A Letter to Elise, right?
Yeah,
Is that the one you're talking
they
about?
brought on a bunch of bands that were, like, inspired by The Cure and Robert Smith, and Blink was obviously one of them. And this is where they do their performance of A Letter to Elise. We posted a video of their interview on MTV Icons as well as the Letter to Elise performance. Definitely check it out. It's very awesome. And yeah, Robert Smith says in the interview that, like, his friends were, like, telling him to not do it, and he's like, it's actually a really good song. And once they heard the song, they were like, okay, yeah, I get it, you should do that. Awesome.
Yeah.
Because also what Blink had been doing before that, it wouldn't have fit with Robert Smith at all. This, like, totally is in line with that. And it's a fucking awesome song. And, you know, Robert Smith, take a look at the songs he's featured on. He has one with, like, churches and
Yeah, it's actually really good. We were
not
listening to it the
Chromatics,
other
what's
day.
the other one? Crystal Castles. I think it's Crystal Castles. He has a few featured songs that, like, he's featured on that are fucking awesome. He's really just, he knows how to pick them. So
I love it.
Check them all out. He's awesome.
Then we have Here's Your Letter,
Yeah.
and I have to say Here's Your Letter, it might be my favorite on the record.
That's funny.
As crazy as that sounds.
Yeah, that is a little crazy, but it's a good one. Great song.
Fuck, I can't let this kill me, let go.
It is good.
I need some more time to fix this problem. And, you know, I went through a breakup not too long ago, and when I was going through it, you know, this song, surprisingly enough, it came on and I listened to it probably 200 times. Because it's a very inspirational, like, uplifting song on, like, what I was going through at the time, you know? And it's just, like, that song is very special. So, obviously, like, dude, I have so many favorites on this record. I can't pick one. It's just, it was the whatever time I was in my life.
Totally.
It changes to what my favorite is, you know? So, yeah.
Yeah, this is kind of a no-skips album.
Yeah, and then I'm Lost Without You.
Come on.
I used to skip it when I was younger.
Really?
Because I was like, it took forever to get in. And then one day I was super sad when I was a kid, and I fell asleep to the record. And I remember waking up to when he's like, I swear that I could go on forever again. And I was like, oh, let me keep listening. And then I was like, I love this song. And then I listened to nothing but that for a long time.
It's so good.
So, yeah, 6 minutes and 20 seconds.
Yeah, it's a long-ass song.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, this is a no-skips album. It's just so good. Fuck, I mean...
This is a no-skips album.
It's a no-skips album. It really is.
I love it.
And I forgot how much I loved it because I've been dying on the hill of Dude Ranch is my favorite. That's what's so fun about this too, is I'm like re-listening to Blink with fresh ears in like a chronological way, and like kind of like seeing them progress. And I encourage you guys to do the same. You know, join us on this journey of listening chronologically and hear it in a whole new light. It's been awesome. I still love Dude Ranch with all my heart. And probably the live album is still probably my favorite just because it has Dude Ranch.
Or Mark, Tom, and Trevor show?
Yeah. Because it's just so fucking perfect. And you get to see their personality in it as well. But I don't know, like, as like a piece of fucking art in the world and like a legacy that you leave on this earth, this is the one, dude. This is the fucking one. What do you guys think? Tell us. Let us know in the comments, okay?
Yeah, let us know, because I fucking love this album.
It's just so good. I mean... Every single song is perfect, and it's highly underrated, and a lot of people hated it, and a lot of people that did hate it love it now. So go back if you hated it and listen to it. I wouldn't even say it's underrated anymore. I'd say...
people, it's getting the love it needs now.
Yeah. As it deserves.
Are you going to do all these credits?
I'll kind of skim through them because obviously, guys,
look at this shit, dude.
We got a lot of credits, but you know, credit has to be given where it's due, and a lot of people contributed to this album. But I'll make it pretty short. So obviously, we have Blink, Mark, Tom, Travis, and something interesting that we learned from this is Travis did backing vocals on a few songs. Do you know which ones?
Obvious and Down.
Yeah, so he does backing vocals on Obvious, and then he's whispering on Down, which as a kid I was like, that doesn't sound like...
Yeah.
Like, who is that?
I didn't know that was Travis. I didn't know that.
I know. Additional personnel, that's just, you know, Robert Smith, obviously. Robert Joseph Manning Jr. on keyboards, blah, blah, blah. Ken Andrews, Joanne Wally, Joe Moracle. They did a lot of, like, instrumentation.
Ken Andrews.
Let's mention the artwork because it is obviously iconic. It's a little bit interesting.
Didn't that street photographer guy make it? Or the street art guy?
Max Gramajo?
I forget.
Maybe that's him.
I think
because he does the cover illustration. But I don't know, because there's kind of a lot of people. So Estevan Oriol did the photography of what? I don't know, because I don't know. Sunny Flats design layout, Scandalous design layout, Mr. Cartoon design layout. So a lot of people contribute to this seemingly simple.
Oh, the photography is the one where they're like this on the back.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Oh, right.
Yeah,
right,
that famous photo. Yeah.
Really cool. But also, I don't know. I don't love it. But I don't have to love it because what's inside of it is fucking awesome. I'm just curious, like, where they came up with that concept of that design. But cool, whatever. I'm an idiot.
Jerry Finn.
He was a producer. And
R.I.P.
mixing and engineer. R.I.P. Sick Jackin did the production for Fallen Interlude. Nikos Constant helped produce. Moises Velez helped produce. Tom Lord-Alge did the mixing on a couple songs. Andy Wallace did some mixing. Ryan Hewitt did some mixing. Sam Bucas was an assistant engineer. James McCrone, assistant engineer. And these are all assistant engineers. Alan Mason, Seth Waldman, Steve Sisko, Femio Hernandez, and Brian Gardner did the mastering.
Oh, wow.
Guys, I know it's been a month, and I hope that this was worth the wait, because for me, it's worth everything.
Hell yeah, dude. No. This album is so good, and we were honestly looking forward to it so much that we had to take our time with it. We were like,
I did, yeah. Because
I was like, we gotta do it right.
I did some edits on the notes, skimmed out the fat, added more important shit, and...
We hope it was entertaining,
but yeah, I hope you kind of get the picture.
Knowledgeable.
And I definitely, if you didn't listen to the Boxcar one, it does give you important insight into like this era of Blink. Definitely check that out. Next one's going to be cool too, because obviously there's going to be a big gap after that from that and the next Blink album at least. But we're going to do a lot of bonus shit too. We're going to do the Urethra Chronicles.
Yeah, we'll do watch parties, stuff like that.
But we're not done yet. We got to do some sort of trivia situation.
Okay.
Fuck. I never fucking planned for this part.
Should we do this song thing that we did that one time?
That's so easy for this one.
Okay, yeah.
Should we do it though? That's kind of
awesome.
awesome.
It's true.
How easy it is.
Let's try it, yeah. All right, here we go.
Or how about, because that's too easy, say a lyric and I have to guess which song.
Okay, I like that. I like that. I got one for you.
Okay.
Mom, get in the car and let's drive away.
You're just talking about that. It's go, right?
Yeah. Good job.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let me think, guys. Okay, an empty heart replaced with paranoia.
And can you give me a little more?
Okay. Where do we go? Life's temporary.
Okay.
Where do we go?
Yeah,
Life's
that's temporary.
After we're gone.
Stockholm Syndrome?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
It helps that I sang it, though.
No, I had it, but you sang it. Yeah, that helped. Okay. Okay, you ready? I got one.
Yeah.
Nothing I feel pulls at me at all. Again, I wait for this.
You gotta sing it.
Nothing I feel pulls at me at all. Again, I wait for this.
All of this?
Yeah.
When you sang it like
yeah,
that.
yeah. That was tough. But yeah, I think we're good. I think that's it. We'll next week we'll have a better
We'll be prepared.
game day. Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. What a fun era of Blink, guys. I can't wait for Greatest Hits, even though we're going to, go back over a lot of the stuff. But more importantly, there's a lot that goes on in 2004 and 2005. Stick around and stay tuned for our, bonus shit. We're going to also go some Blink locations today.
We're going to Blink location up. We're going to shoot some content. And again, dude, thanks everybody for listening. I can't believe how many people are actually tuning in.
Yeah. We appreciate it.
We fucking love you guys. It's fun.
We love you. It's so fun. This is the funnest.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys. Celsius today.
All right, we got it.
Woo!